ones that are deciding who is relevant and who isn't. So when people ask the question, "Oh, you believe in God? I believe in nothing," or "I'm a Satanist," it's all part of the same story.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe in God, if you don't believe in God at all or anything, then you're in a world and everything and everybody who controls everything believes in the fallen ones. The fallen ones are you could call them aliens, but these people that are in power and believe in them believe they are made by the Creator, and they rebelled and they've come to Earth to basically take over. And then they're giving all right, for instance, Area 51.
Yeah.
So
and
because
when you get
I always give
like imagine if you're 10, not even 10, would it even allow you to get 10 yards closer?
No, I've watched it. I've watched somebody in a video go, yeah, you need to what you're doing here, way. Yeah. And so believing in nothing, to me, I don't believe in anything. If you really believe that, then end your life then and go on about your business. What are you here for? Because that means then your whole existence is pointless. And people are saying it with their chest. I don't believe in nothing. Because you know what? Really, that holds you unaccountable for anything. That's all it's about.
Don't answer to anyone.
And then if that is your mindset, then you do believe in something. You believe in Aleister Crowley. You believe in do what thou will. That's what you believe in. I'm here to do what I want. So like, for me, there's no intelligence behind what people are saying they do and don't believe in. And don't get me wrong, you know, I understand the concept of going, well, you believe in fairy tales, but then everybody does then. Everybody believes in fairy tales. I just find it funny
that you can believe in Santa,
precisely,
Tooth Fairy,
yeah,
Easter Bunny,
space,
Valentine's,
science. And that might say, well, that is something, but science is a bag of theories based on what exists here, because people don't have the fucking answers. That's the whole goddamn point. Anyway, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hello, how is everybody? Sorry, how are you? Our conversation that you've come in on is about
the music industry and dark entities that control us.
Because you know what? As some of you know, I'm back on my music, and as some of you know, I started to rub heads and do things with people that are established. And I have seen certain things, and with the modelling as well, like a friend of ours, or can't really call it, that's a loose term, but they went to an industry party, and the main theme of the night was somebody standing up and eating doo-doo, and everybody was applauding them. You see, the things that we believe are the low level, all these symbols that, okay, for the deaf apparently means I love you, but really when you see celebrities using it, it means I love you, Satan.
Exactly, different connotations.
There's levels of understanding and there's overstanding, like the lodges. Which level of the lodge are you at? Do you Freemasonry and all of that?
So as you see here in this imagining of the pyramid of Freemasonry, there are folks at the bottom milling about, trying to do their work and trying to do their thing to gain access to higher degrees.
Our level of understanding things is infantile, and unless you research and you're a person that wants to say, well, hang on, what is it that I'm actually bigging up right now? You don't really know what it is you're repping. It just sounds good. Like, okay, so I've got a young one and she hears a song just like Eden would. And what was the one you used to like singing? I was telling you, stop singing that, you don't know what it means. Got clapped.
Candy shop.
Right. And you and your cousins thought you were sick with that tune. And when you told me not so long ago, about a year or two ago, that you used to think you was the girl in the red.
Yeah, because you got me a pajama set and they came with shorts in it, the red shorts. Every time the song came on, did a whole dance routine. Thought was the girl.
This is what I'm saying. Like, we laugh and it is funny, but at the same time, do you know what you believe in? Do you know these people that you reckon? I know some of these people. I actually really like them. And then when I start to really think about and watch what they're doing, I'm like, nah,
that's
it's
what they do, though.
sauce.
They pick the most charismatic
It's
people
sauce.
to like lead you astray and lead you to the dark side.
Trap, using the bait of do as thou wilt and the false power of magic. I said, misspelled setting there. Wrote it in a hurry. I do what I want to. Spirit, aka the Antichrist spirit. Meaning I'm not following Christ, I will do as I will. Do what thou wilt is the whole of the law, said Aleister Crowley. And John Lennon, and Anton LaVey, and Jay-Z, and a lot of other people revered in this world.
Because if they were to use someone that isn't like pleasing to the eye, or they just look dark, no one's gonna really follow that. They're gonna be like,
It's true.
But because they have an image, or they're very attractive, or they wear nice clothes, or they do the right things, or they say the right things, everyone just follows them. You know what I mean? And then before you know it, you don't realize how dark or how deep the person is in like the Freemasonry.
You see, at this point, I feel like there is too much knowledge out here for people to be being so, what's the word? Callous, flippant, ignorant. Nah, it doesn't mean that. Oh, you're taking it too far. It's artistic.
Starts with Sheep being led by Tinashe, who is dressed in a white dress. She's leading them to a horned scarecrow that is obviously supposed to represent Baphomet. We then see Tinashe performing a ritual sacrifice offering for the scarecrow that is supposed to represent Baphomet. This scene represents the price of admission for the music industry. Time and time again, we see these artists openly showing their Masonic alliance.
Understand that in advertising, they allocate and pay a lot of money for people to come in and create videos and give you a whole image and market you and looking to target audiences, and they don't do anything just by the fly. They think about everything, every detail. And so when you start to see certain details in every prolific artist's music videos, then you've got to start saying, well, what's that about?
In the scene, Tinashe climbs into a bathtub as she is covered in blood. The bath then appears to fill up with blood as she smiles psychotically. We have seen this very same thing with multiple artists who have chosen to sold their soul. They perform this very same ritual, being reborn through Lucifer.
Otherwise, you're being willfully ignorant. You know, okay, so this thing now with the bloodbath thing, Tinashe's on it now. She's been gone for a while and can't get her foot in the door. And I understand that. I have been approached by these unenlightened ones. And I'm telling you, like, a lot of the reason why, when people say, why aren't you blown? Is because I refuse to bow. That's all it is. I refuse. I refuse. And as far as I'm concerned, watching all these people and what they do to get to the heights that they're at, you man are whack. You gal are whack. You people, for me, these types of artists, as far as I'm concerned, you're so desperate to be validated that you would do absolutely anything. And I know man is hungry.
It's a lack of like talent, a lack of confidence as well. Like people, they feel like, they don't have much originality. That's what it is. And especially if you're in an industry where everyone's doing the same exact thing, whether they use the blueprint in a different way or they have a different style, everyone's doing the same exact thing. So if everyone's doing the same exact thing and everyone's getting the same views, the same this and that, and it's hard to push through the crowds, you have to do something that's really, really dark. Because when you speak about God, or you say you worship God, or you pray, everyone just laughs at you or just think, you believe in nothing, you know, why are you believing in something that you can't see? You know what I mean?
You can't see Satan either. You can see the manifestations by people going on all maddy and putting themselves in bloodbaths. And like when people say, it's just artistic, if you check out history, you know, we were watching today, the Mayan history, what they used to do was perform sacrifices of like the villagers, do a duel, and depending on who lost, you know, they would cut off their head, drain out the blood, and offer it as a sacrifice so that their community, their lineage would continue to flourish. It's not a new thing. It's not new. All it is that the power has gone into the wrong hands. Maybe it was in the wrong hands from the start, but all of these things that they do, which might seem like, oh, that's stupid, it's child's play. It is called witchcraft. It's called magic. It's called obia. It's called a lot of things. And if you ask all these people that are into these things, they tell you it works.
Yeah.
When I was in conversations with a certain African person, they were telling me they've seen it with their own eyes, where certain guys want to be rich, and so what they do is they date a girl that they feel like, you know, has a good energy or a good soul, something like that. And he said, this sounds weird to me, but he's adamant he's telling the truth. They put some kind of spell or something on the chair in the car seat next to them passenger seat, and then when the girl gets in it, she reacts in some kind of way, like it takes up her spirit, and she's dead on the spot. Then they go on with their energy, take it to some, what would you call them, witch doctor, whatever you want to call them, and then it allows that person to be rich, he said, but they always die within like 4 or 5 years. They get to the heights of richness and then they die.
This is what I was saying. There's this, remember when I was working and this lady her friends tried to drug each other. And one person in particular tried to drug her friend to give her as a sacrifice to some rich guy so that he could, you know, fund her for the rest of her life. And she said she obviously didn't tell the friend. She just said, oh, you know, I want to set you up on a date or something. But what she did was she drugged her drink.
Her friend drugged her own friend's drink.
Yeah, drugged her own friend. And then said, oh, I think you should go on a date with this dude. The guy took her on a date and she never came back. Never came back.
This is somebody you know telling you.
Yeah.
And they know them. Yeah, this is what I mean, because you think it's far-fetched, but apparently not.
And then that friend that she was talking about now has loads and loads of money.
See it there?
Hanging with the guy.
Like, at the end of the day...
It's deep though, but it's like you can't even trust your own people.
Artists sacrifice their family members all of the time to achieve success, bro. It says June 2020, Rockstar went #1 on Billboard Hot 100 and stayed the #1 song for streamer in the world for 7 weeks straight. Damn. November 3rd, 2020, my brother... Damn, bro. I forgot what the album was, but it was the album cover was his father and him. At that moment, he said one line about his father losing his life and then him blowing up, and I already knew, bro. I literally already knew.
And this is what I'm trying to say.
For
like,
money.
people think just because they buy into a music, a celebrity, because some of these celebrities, I like them, you know, but the truth is they're sauce. They're sauce. And it's like saying, like, okay, how much of us now would say, yeah, I don't like R. Kelly. But I'm telling you, I was there when he first came out and never liked him. I never liked R. Kelly, and everybody liked him. I said, why don't you like him? Something about him, I just never, ever liked the guy. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be a fraud. I used to like step to the left.
Yeah. That was like the only one.
I did, I'm not lying. But what I'm saying is, like, you know what, we're fans. It's that the fanatic bullshit where you can't even, because you're a fan, because they look good, because them sell off, you can't see what it is that they believe in and what they're doing. Like, your eyes
wouldn't
are
be anywhere
deeply closed.
Support them, do you know what I mean?
Precisely. You funding them to have them garms and that car and that house. It's like everyone has it backward, you know? And it's like, for me, I've always said it. That's why, and I will say to people that, thank you, who are following us now. Or interested in what we're doing, phoning us, inviting us to things, you know, very grateful for it. And I can be a bit of a pain in the neck because I won't come on social media. As soon as I come on Instagram, I delete the app when I'm done. I do. and then people are leaving me messages and I don't know.
Yeah.
And I apologize for that because it makes me, I guess, look flaky. But what it is that I can't stand fakeness. I never really ever wanted to be on social media, but due to music and other people encouraging me to do it, like I say, my cousins Jake and George, who are, well, George is more affluent with his photography and the supermodels and whatnot, encouraged me and says, oh, you got a lot to say and you should be on there. But it's the fakeness for me.
Like
it's the fact that you've got to, I feel like it messes with your mental health.
you're vying for attention.
Yeah, I'm not into, I've never been in, if you don't like me, then that's cool.
Safe.
If you're not looking at me, that is also very cool. I don't need people's validation. I'm not saying I don't want you to enjoy and experience or support things that I'm doing, but my existence is not predicated on whether you like me or not. I don't care, you know, and I feel like people are just sitting down and depressing themselves because other people have this, that, or the other. Listen, my life ain't nowhere near where it needs to be. I lost a lot due to people that claim that they love me. No, I'm not going to front. I feel too much people front, and too many people are investing all of these emotions into what? Most of these people in the industry, and that goes for modeling as well, you know, I'm not saying they don't have a love for fashion, because I really do. They don't have a love for music. I really do. But what they're willing to do just to have recognition and make people look at them and have a car and a house and all these things, they're basically selling their soul. How are you not? How are you not? Basically, you know what you are? You're a beg. You're a beg. And you know, you might want to say, okay, believing in the Most High, the Creator, is childish or something like that, because you can't see it. Where is he? Where's he been? But ask yourself simple questions. Well, the people that you are emulating or looking up to, what do people above them who give them the position believe in? What are they doing behind closed doors? What do you think the secret societies are doing?
It's always the same celebrities that are trying to escape their contracts, or they start talking out and all of a sudden they've disappeared for time, or they magically have a suicide. But
they believe that they listen.
It's all rigged.
They talk about the lodge. They talk about the different levels of the lodge. Like, wake the fuck up. If you don't believe what people are saying, then look it up for yourself.
Depicting what goes on in the music industry. Tinashe has no purpose making a video this demonic and disturbing, as her image does not call for any of this. Times are changing, and the artists are aware that most people are blind to see the truth. In my opinion, Tinashe is just another Masonic puppet who sold her soul for fame and fortune.